In this video we'll be traveling on board of the EMU 3000 trains in Taiwan. These trains are part of the Tze-Chiang Express trains you can find all over Taiwan, and these are basically the non-high-speed intercity trains. What it's like to travel on board of these new trains that also have a higher class than the regular Tze-Chiang Express trains. We're all about to find out in this video as we take this train from Chiayi to Taipei. Join us on the last leg of our journey around Taiwan. I don't know in what order I will edit this or publish this anyway. We're from Chiayi back to Taipei. I hope you like this video, or this is a helpful video to you. If so, please give me a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more, then hit the subscribe button. But for now, let's roll the intro. We start our journey in Chiayi, what is located at the southern part of Taiwan. When I arrived here a couple of days before, I noticed that there were lots of construction works right next to the railroad tracks. After doing some research, I found out that within the Chiayi urban area, the railway will be elevated. This entire project comes with some new railway stations, and also the railway station of Chiayi will totally be rebuilt. However, this won't be opened anytime before 2026. We arrived a couple of days earlier in Chiayi with the Tze-Chiang Express. These are the slowest and most affordable long-distance trains you can find in Taiwan. However, there are not a lot of these trains anymore left nowadays. Anyway, I do have a trip report on this, and you can find it on this YouTube channel. Chiayi is not a very big city, but actually I really liked Chiayi. Especially the wooden houses, you find a lot here within the, older part of the city, in the city center. And the night markets. I think this is pretty much everywhere in Taiwan, but some night markets are nicer than other night markets. And Chiayi is definitely one of my favorite night markets I've experienced so far. However, if you're here on a Friday or Saturday night, it's much more hustling and bustling at the night markets than if you go here at other nights. This is what I experienced here as well. The main reason why we were actually visiting Chiayi is because of the Alishan Forest Railway. This is the starting point for the Alishan Forest Railway, and I do have a video on this as well, you can find it on this channel. Apart from the Forest Railway to Alishan, you also find the Alishan shuttle buses. These buses do depart from both Chiayi railway station, that I'll be featuring in this video, or the high-speed railway station. Take into account that Alishan might be a popular spot to go to, so it might be a little bit busy, and I explain more about this in the Alishan video. Also take into account that the high-speed railway station is a totally separated railway station from the conventional railway station in Chiayi. It's actually about 15 kilometers away from Chiayi main station. And even though the high-speed train to Taipei would still be faster if I go to the other railway station and then take the high-speed train to Taipei, to me, taking these conventional trains is actually the preferred way how I like to travel, because you depart more or less from the city center. And this counts for more cities. So therefore I prefer the conventional trains. However, the high-speed trains are pretty good as well, and at some spots they do have the same station as where you find the conventional trains. Obviously, we are in Taiwan, and around the railway station there are several convenience stores, like for example 7-Eleven. But you also find this within the railway station. At the front of the railway station there's a pick-up and drop-off zone for railway passengers by car, and since we're in Taiwan, also scooter obviously. And right at the front you'll find the bus stop. As far as I know, also the buses that go to Alishan do depart from here. And these buses are part of the Taiwan Kaohsiung bus systems, and these are basically touristic buses. But also regular city buses do depart from here. U-Bike, what is a bike sharing program you can find basically all over Taiwan, and obviously a taxi stand are located at the side at the front of the railway station as well. Like I already mentioned more or less within this video, this railway station is located right next to the city center, so where most fun things happen, and where you probably like to go to if you're visiting Chiayi as a tourist. The area around the railway station will probably be also drastically changed within a couple of years from now, due to the new railway station. Anyway, I think you have an impression of what you can expect around the railway station, so let's go in. Before I do that, at the front you find 2 ticket counters, but these ticket counters are for the Alishan Forest Railway only. This here is the main concourse of Chiayi Station. It's not that big. At the side there are some vending machines for train tickets, and opposite from that there are ticket counters. If we move a little bit more to the side, there are some waiting areas, and over here you can buy your bento boxes. Bento boxes are typically for Taiwan, although Japan is also famous for it. At the side there's an exit only, but also here you find information about departing trains, like basically everywhere. Let's go in towards the main concourse again. Over here there is an information point for tourists, and if we move from the main concourse to the other side, you will find a family mart. I mean, we are in Taiwan after all, and over here you find per capita most convenience stores of Family Mart and 7-Eleven. Some lockers are located right next to that. At this entrance there are also some phone booths. This station is just really old school. Anyway, back to the main concourse of this railway station, and for now let's go through the gates and go to the platforms. Just like pretty much all Taiwanese railway stations, there are access gates to the platforms. If you're traveling with the Alishan train though, you just can walk through and someone will check your ticket in person. If you take these EMU 3000 Tze-Chiang Express trains, please remember you cannot travel with these trains with the use of an EC card, what is a smart card for public transportation, and you need to buy a ticket. If you put your ticket in the gates, don't forget to take it out, because you also need it at the moment you leave the railway station at your final destination. After you went through the gates, you end up at the biggest platform, and this is at the front of the railway station. Over here there are quite some spots where you can just take a sit and wait for your train. And if you move to the side over here, you find the platform for the Alishan Forest Railway. The other platforms are connected with an underground tunnel. However, there is no elevator or escalator over there. But if you have some mobility problems, you find elevators as well to the front of the railway station. Before we continue with this video, let me tell you something about this Taiwan trip in general. This video is a part of a round trip around Taiwan by train. And Taiwan is an island of contrasts, seamlessly blends tradition with innovation. And even though Taiwan is not very big, the diversity is enormous. On the west coast you find many big cities, while in the central and the east coast of the country it's pretty much uninhabited, and you find lots of great nature over here. In the modern cities with millions of people, modern skyscrapers share the skyline with ancient temples, reflecting an harmonious coexistence of the past and the present. Within this series we'll be taking all kinds of trains in Taiwan. Some of them are very exceptional, some of them are just regular commuter trains, but mainly we'll be traveling on board of long distance trains. However, we won't be taking the high-speed trains you can find in Taiwan, because on the west coast you do find a very good high-speed railway network as well. And apart from the trains, we like to show you a little bit more about Taiwan, because my girlfriend is originally from here. So it's a kind of my second home. So join us on this Taiwan trip by train. Back to Chiayi railway station, where I actually am almost late for my train today. This was just bad planning and being very sleepy in the morning. Anyway, at the moment I arrived at the platform, the train was just arriving here, and I didn't film it coming in. As you can see here on the number 4, this will indicate what carriage of the train will be where at the platform. Let's move to the moment we arrived in Taipei and the train was leaving here to, well, start off with the exterior of the train. Right next to the entrance doors, on fixed written text, you will find the carriage number and also what seats are located if you take that entrance door for that specific carriage, so you don't hold up other passengers. This place at the side of the train will host the route information, the final destination and also the classes. These trains do always come including a seat reservation, by the way. I found a completely empty carriage. How chill is that? It's always a little bit uncomfortable to film, and especially if I want to do a train tour, so this is why I do a lot of things with a voiceover. But well, this time I can give you a train tour like this. I'm right now standing in the standard class or second class, I don't know how you want to call it. Here they call it standard class carriage. And this comes in a 2x2 layout. Let me show you around. The seat numbers, these trains do come including a reservation always. The seat numbers can be found right above the windows. You can also see if it's a window or an aisle seat. For luggage, you of course have the overhead luggage racks, but at the end of the carriages, probably already showed you this or I'll show you later on the video, you also find special luggage compartments. And because all seats do face driving direction, you have some more space for luggage over here, even if you recline these seats, as you can see over here. What I really like about these trains, and this is not for all long distance trains in Taiwan, you find power sockets right under the seat. As you can see over here. They are a little bit hidden, so you really have to look for them, but they are there. Let me give you a seat tour. Let me just take this one here. The leg room is really generous. You find a tray table with a map of the train, and over here you can see all facilities. Right now I'm in carriage number 12. Pull this down, still have more than enough leg room. These seats at first, if you sit upright, they're really upright. The aisles are really wide as well, and the seats, well, they're comfortable, they're wide enough, but the aisle seats I'm bumping a little bit into this. Speaking of which, they will definitely pass the George Matzo elbow test. But if I recline the seats, it's way better. I can lay a little bit like this. I'm a big boy, I'm a very big boy, so I'm a bit wider, a bit taller than most people, but yeah. Armrests can be found between the seats. However, I'm talking about the width of the seats, but if I go to the aisle seats, it's way better. And I'm not bothering the passenger next to me. I already tested this out very briefly with my girlfriend. You'll find a magazine rack in the seat in front of you, and there's also a magazine of this specific train type. I haven't seen this magazine on other trains like this, so it's really in this model. This model runs also on different kinds of routes. It's a Tze-Chiang train, if I pronounce it right. What's also a thing, if you are traveling with 4 people and you want to sit next to each other, well, opposite from each other, it is possible. Let me put this one up straight. In that case, you can just turn the seats. The amount of leg room in this situation is not so generous. It's okay actually. It's okay if you recline these seats a little bit. However, I'm a very tall guy. If there was someone of my length would be sitting here, it's not super comfortable. But it is possible. It's nice to travel this way as a family, for example. Let me put it back. For the rest, information about the route, speed, stops along the way will be given over here. This is a carriage number, well, it's a reserved carriage, everything is reserved in this carriage, in this train. And this is combined both in Mandarin and in English. So if you don't speak Mandarin, no need to worry about that. I really like these trains actually. The acceleration is really fast. For now I will just use a voice over for the rest of the train, and probably I forgot some stuff as well, and I'll add this with a voice over. But for now, let's continue with this video. Integrated within the luggage racks, you find a reading light for all seats. There are no litter bins right next to the seats. Instead of that, you find litter bins between the carriages, and a lady is coming by every now and then to collect garbage. I also noticed that one part of the train was pretty much empty, while the other part of the train was actually quite busy. I think the booking system takes this in account as well. If you're traveling in a wheelchair or if you just have some mobility problems, this train is easy accessible. There's a special area where you can, well, put people in a wheelchair in, and they do have normal window seats. Obviously, there's also more accessible toilets. Apart from the trolley service to collect waste, another trolley service where you can buy some snacks and drinks is also available. At least this way we can make sure that the lady who collects waste has enough work to do. These are modern trains that are well equipped. There's even an AED within these trains. It's located right next to the staff area. Once again, like I already mentioned, these trains are pretty easy accessible, and if you're traveling in a wheelchair you have this space. I noticed right next to it there's a breastfeeding room. Apparently, and this is probably a cultural thing, it's not really accepted to do this in public. To me, a baby that's being breastfeeded is the most natural thing that's possible, but hey, this is everybody's personal and also cultural opinion. Right next to that, you will find the accessible toilets. Well, that's pretty obvious right next to the accessible area in the train. And there's even a map of this toilet within the toilet. I had to look a little bit for the right button to close the toilet, but it's located over here. This space is also well usable as a diaper changing facility for babies. And you can also hang your baby in this little chair over here, if you fold it out at least. Most important, everything was clean and it worked. This is where it's all about, right? Let's take a closer look at the regular toilets, and obviously these are way smaller, but also pretty fine. And most importantly, once again, they were clean. What I like, by the way, about toilets in Taiwan is that you can have a little sneak through the windows. And these smaller toilets can also be used as a diaper change facility if you're traveling with a baby. And there's even a map of these toilets. I mean, they really know how to map in Taiwan. Speaking of which, maps of all carriages are located right next to the entrance doors. For now, let's move on to the business class. I mean, this is why we took this train, and we were also traveling in business class. When it comes down to the price level of business class, it's not that much different than the business class on the high-speed train. At the moment we left Chiayi, a lady was coming straight to us and we could order one drink and also one bite that was included in our ticket. That's really nice. As you maybe already noticed, business class comes in a 2x1 configuration. The seats are wider and a bit more comfortable. There's also a little bit more space for luggage, obviously. Just like in the standard class, below the seats you will find some power plugs and the leg room is really generous, even if the person that would sit in front of me would totally recline the seats. You'll find a table and a magazine rack in the seat in front of you. All seats can be put in driving direction, however, at the moment you want to sit opposite from each other, you can do this as well. However, the amount of legroom is not that generous in that situation. For the rest, it's basically the same as the second class, but the seats are more comfortable and you have a bit more surface. The top speed I noticed during my trip was around 125 km per hour, and the top speed for these trains is 130 km per hour. That's not super fast. However, keep in mind that the railway network in Taiwan for the conventional trains is basically on narrow gauge railway lines, so if you take this in account, this is pretty fast. Announcements are being made automatically in Mandarin, English and 2 local languages. And even with my length a little bit over 1.90 m, yeah, I actually also need to bow in these trains. By the way, I almost forgot to mention, all windows do have a sunscreen and free Wi-Fi is available within these trains. For now, I'll show you some views from the train between Chiayi and Taipei along the conventional railway line. that's it for this video. We're back in Taipei already. Dumped our stuff at home and went into the city. Anyway, I hope you liked this video or this has been a helpful video to you. If so, please give me a thumbs up on YouTube. And if you'd like to see more trip reports about more sustainable ways of transportation, then hit that subscribe button. Before we really end up this video, one last thing. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it or this has been helpful. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you made it all the way to this point in the video, you really might consider to subscribe. I mean, it's free, you can always unsubscribe if you don't like it after all. If you're interested in other trip reports, you can find them on this channel, and there's also a link to a map where you can find it all in the description of this video.